Hi guys, how you doing? Welcome back to another video, and in this video we've got two French League shirts and then we're just throwing a random pre-match shirt in just because we can. That's right, we've got some interesting shirts. One of the shirts we've got is going to go on the back wall here because it's a former Liverpool player who's now moved to Ligue 1. But before we do that one, we're going to go south of France. We're going to go to Monaco and one of the alternative kits this season. And this really nice number. Now, the reason this one stood out for me, you will have recently seen our video on the black and gold, and this one stood out because it's navy, sort of royal blue and gold. And again, two colours I think that work really well. And some of the Monaco shirts I really have been a big fan of recently. As you can see here, there's quite a bit going on. So I'll have a look here. Now, the classic thing here is you've obviously got that slight monochrome application of the crest there and manufacturer logo in that gold. It's gold throughout there. Interesting use on the sleeves actually. You'll notice there on sort of the outer part of the sleeve you've got the thicker gold line, but as you come inside there's a slight thinner one there. It's an interesting design. I think it probably would have worked better just going all the way round. A non-offensive collar. Little bit of gold going on there, but as you can see there's a few sponsors being popped up all over the place. You've got the central sponsor there. Interestingly, you've got a sponsor up here on the top right. You've got a sleeve sponsor, as you'd expect on most. Obviously you would have the sleeve patch there, and then you've got Bang & Olufsen on the top there, and then your Teddy Smith on the bottom there with just that space there for a name, a number. I think it's a decent kit. It is a decent kit. We looked at the other alternative, Monaco, or maybe I'm getting confused with Marseille, but I think it's very easy to get drawn into Paris Saint-Germain, and you know, I think sometimes the Ligue 1 shirts don't get enough credit, and I think just showcasing some of these alternative kits is really good. There is a slight, and the lighting here is really poor today, there is a patterning going on in the background there. It's that slight embossed look and feel. I can't quite work it out. Looks quite ornate. Again, it just adds a little bit of texture to that. Don't think it's going on the back for where the name set is. So there you go. So there's Monaco. Now, details in the description. GM Kits is where these shirts came for. I'll overlay a screenshot to the website if you want to go and see what sort of shirts are available there. Now, next up, we've got Lyon. And again, those familiar with the channel will know this is a winner for me because you've got that collar going on. We love a collar, especially a buttoned collar. An interesting color combination here. Grey and red for me go really well, but this is almost sort of an orange. It's sort of somewhere between red and orange, and I just think red might have worked a little bit better. That's just my opinion. Again, like on some of the Adidas shirts, we got a really thin, almost pin stripe cuff going on there. You obviously got the Ligue 1 patch on there. Now there is a design going on here. You can see here quite an abstract pattern there. It's a bit like a motherboard there. So you've got this sort of check pattern going on with offset with lots of little diagonals, but then you've got these coming on. The Emirates Fly Better logo there. It does stand out okay. But on the back, we've gone with Tyler Morton, who joined Lyon over the summer. I think that's quite a nice name set there. You've obviously got the sponsor up at the top. This feels like sort of one of the solid alternative kits with the collars there. I think it looks really good with that McDonald's Ligue 1 patch there. Possibly a bit too much going on in terms of that background pattern. I don't know. The Olympique Lyon crest there. Just keeping it simple there, so just using that orange there. You got the MG sleeve sponsor there as well. I think that's a really nice, really slick shirt. Let us know what you think in the comments. And we said we're going to throw a random shirt in. We got our hands on the Newcastle pre-match shirt. I've got a colleague at work who's a Newcastle fan. So just to throw a random curveball there, because this is obviously isn't from France. We've had a few pre-match shirts going on recently. Have a look at this one. Again, very typical pre-match, rounded collar. Not a huge amount to talk about in terms of styling because these are literally just really out there. You've got this sort of I don't know, African vibes, your golds, your oranges, a bit of yellow coming through on that black. Feels almost sort of wild animal, tiger, lion-esque, you know, and then you've obviously got your Newcastle crest there. I think it's a really nice design there. Not quite sure what it's reflecting there. It's almost like paint splotches just going on there, but I think it's pretty nice, a sort of a casual top, like most of these are. We've got the Atletico Madrid top there that we looked at recently. I just think it's licensed to just be a little bit more expressive with the colour. Do let us know what you think in the comments, guys. As always, thanks for joining in. We really appreciate you tuning in. And if there's a shirt here you like, then full details in the description. We'll be back again with another video really soon. Until then, guys, stay safe. Thanks for watching.